Yeah. I want to welcome y'all to the incarcerated podcast. Let's get it. Just sit back and let it breathe. We coming with more heat. You only get one shot. You shady or maybe not. You capping, we laughing. We on a mission. Now listen, we making statements and stating some of opinions and some of fact. So sit back and just relax. All the bull don't get no slack. We bringing it back to back with a swag and a class act. It's levels to this, and the truth will show who your friends are. That hate you won't get far. So be great. Let's debate. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm Arthur J.
And I'm Tori Sadell.
And we back with another episode. We want to welcome y'all to the Arthur J and Tori TV podcast. We're going to get right into it, man. A woman would do more for a man in jail than a free man she see every day.
Damn.
Man, this going to be a good one right here. Oh, man, I remember when you brought it to my attention.
Yeah.
And it just really made me think a whole lot about this because, you know, I've never knew anybody personally, but I've always, I just said like this. You made me think about things that I've heard.
Yeah,
I've heard, you know, some women that had, you know, was there for a man in jail as if he was like right there. And some of them, they met or they didn't know all their life like that. So that was always like kind of, you know, I don't knock people how you get it, but that was always, to be honest, that was always kind of strange to me because I was like, that's interesting. Like, you know, situations like that, I just don't see every day. I don't, bro.
It's not normal, basically. It's not.
Yeah. So I thought it was just very profound that you was, you know, you was saying, you know, that this was a topic that we can really dive into. And I'm gonna tell you in real quick, just starting off with, you know, how you feel about just that in a whole aspect of, you know, you have a man that's there every day. Y'all been together for a while, and you see a lot of times, or you hear stories, or whatever the case may be, where they be a woman to be there for a man more when he's in jail than holding the man down that's right there beside her. How you feel about it? I want you to really dive into that.
Yeah,
start us off.
I mean, first, if it applies, because we know we're not talking to all women, but so if it don't apply, don't worry about it. But a lot of the times it does apply. And like I said, I was just having a conversation with a gentleman at work, and he was basically telling me, and I was like, man, you know what, you're right. So I don't understand the concept of you can trust Joe Blow in jail. And when he get out, you try to get his credit right. You try to get him back on his feet, which you should if I guess you're rocking with him. But you can have a dude that's right there with you forever, and you have a hard time trusting him and saying, hey, man, I need help. You know, let's help each other get on my feet. But you afraid he'll run up out the door on you, and he right there with you every day. But you ain't afraid Joe Blow won't do that when he get out. So to me, I just feel like it's a disservice, and it's kind of disheartening in a lot of ways too, because it's like, dang, it's like you treat the brother that's locked up, the criminal, and everybody make mistakes, but you treat the criminal better than your Joe Blow that go to work every day trying to figure it out and sacrifice and trying to rob Peter to play Paul, but you won't help him out. But so I really dislike that to the females that it does apply to, and it's a lot of them out there.
Man, it's mind blowing to even hear that again, man. It's like, you know, it's so often that you see situations where, just in life, where you see, when you have something, you don't want it. When you don't want it, when you don't have it, you want it. It'd be the opposite. So it kind of make me dive right into a key point of wanting something that you can't get. Yeah, it's just like when people get new cars or new anything, they always you know, they flaunt it and they just brag about it. They just, you know, they be stunting. They just showboating it to everybody. And as soon as you get used to it, less and less you value what you put your
Yeah.
hard earned money
Yeah.
into, and what you invested in, and what you really worked hard to get. And that's how it is in relationships, where it's like us talking about this, it just remind me of that. It's like, and I'm gonna ask you this: do you think is a lot of the times when you see situations like that of a woman being there more for or appear to be there more for a man that's locked up, incarcerated, than a man that would be right there beside her? Do you think that plays a major role in just you getting it's just the fact that you can't be by their side and make you want that person even more?
It could be. Personally, I personally ain't never had to go through that because, I stay free. But but it is crazy that it's like that. It's just like you said, brother. You want so badly what it seems like you can't touch for the moment, and you can have something you can touch every day, but you don't value it. That's like anything. You have your driver's license, and you don't really know how much that means until you don't have them. Yeah. And it's kind of the same thing. You just don't know. But my question is, I feel that, how do you take Joe Blow's word for it so much and just, he's going to do everything. I'm just going to ball out and just get him back on his feet than this guy that's been trying to get it and showing you every day with you. Man, I'm trying to rock with you. I'm trying to get ahead too. How do you take his word? What makes that inmate law or word so much stronger than the man that's free? Showing you, hey, man, I need help too. You know what I'm saying? If we rocking and we spouses, but you afraid you buy him some shoes, the first thing you going to tell him is, I ain't buying you no shoes because you might run out my life. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
crazy.
I just want to know from the ladies, please jump in these comments, what makes this man word so strong that you'll go and break your neck for an inmate than you would do a free man? But you probably call him, oh, you get tired of him, he ain't making no money, and this joker ain't making no money, he working for 25 cents an hour, but you'll change his whole life up. That's more my question, like, how his word is law.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you something. And I know anybody who've ever been in that situation it doesn't apply to, but I still want to ask it anyways. Okay. Do you think some of the situations like that of just what we're talking about, being there for somebody who's incarcerated, who they didn't, they wasn't with all their life, they wasn't together all life. Do you think a lot of it, or some of it, I'll say, have to do with insecurity?
I was just gonna say that. That was gonna be
that
was gonna be my next point.
Elaborate on that.
And I thought for sure I was gonna be like, if I had to put a percent on it, I don't know no numbers, but a lot of the people that I do see, it got low self-esteem or big women. I'm not gonna lie, and big women are beautiful, but it be a lot of them that does that, or what society might deem as an ugly person or whatever. But I done seen some bad people too, bad looking chicks, and I was like,
that's real.
Well, dang.
Let's talk about it.
Me and my wife actually watched this show called Love After Lockup, and most of those people that's on that show, it never works out. Some it do, but some it don't. And I be looking at these ladies and gentlemen, because you have pen pal males too that look for love in female corrections, but it's like most of them is either they're not attractive or what we deem attractive or whatever, or they big or whatever. But at the same time, I really do think that insecurities does plays a part, because it's like that. You need this. He needs me for something until he get out and get free, and then the true colors show. But for the time being, it's that he need me, he love me so much. But hell, I need you too. Help me get my own 800 credit score, and I'm free. So
let me dive right into this. Do you because you just made me think about a point of Do you think a lot of situations that when the people that are in like that, do you think it die down once the person get out? Because that's very interesting. Like, how do that person feel if they do go through that? Anybody that have ever gone through that, where you get out, let's say you was 10 10 years, however many years, you get out and now it's different. Now the being there for me, you was there, you made the person feel like you was there for me more when I was incarcerated than it is now. All hell break out. Let's get into that.
Yeah. From the people that I know, and it's a few of them. I'm not gonna lie, male and female, but mostly female. There's a few of them. But it always happens like that. Most of them always get out, and once they get into the relationship and move, either I got a cousin that got out, and I'm not gonna call his name. He did the woman, took her money while he was locked in.
He gonna be knocking on your door when you see this.
He came out, and of course for the first maybe 2 weeks to a month, he was this guy I guess he portrayed to be, because she was taking care of him in jail. And as the road, they still together, I guess, if you want to say. I don't really want to say too much because he'll know definitely who I'm talking about, and she would too. And but it didn't work out. But the thing is, you already went and did everything you needed to do before he even got out. You know what I'm saying? So checkmate for him. But for us, it's like we free, and you ain't doing half of the stuff. You done already laid the red carpet out for him. But in their relationship, he's still doing his thing, still, doing his thing. I ain't gonna keep, putting him out there. But yeah.
Right.
So for that, man, it never works out right for the majority of the people that I do know. They either go through it or find out another chick he done got married in jail. They don't be knowing, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So it never really works out in their favor. So,
man, just building a relationship is we talk about that a lot of times. It's tough within itself. Let's just say a person, because I'll be thinking like, try to put myself, of course it's difficult to put myself in their shoes because I've never been incarcerated. Shout out to the people that gotten through that and whatever. But I just imagining, I can only imagine if I was in a situation and I'm dealing with a person, they on the outside world obviously, and they have my back, or they've been there, they've been writing me or whatever, they've been visiting me, calling me, and it kind of, and I know this is way different, but it made me think about the Yvette situation when she was dealing with Snoop. But of course that was different because she said, because the reason why, I'm gonna tell you why I broke it up. I'm gonna break it down to you right here. I brought why I brought it up. The reason why I brought it up is because when Jody confronted her about it, she was like, well, he just lonely. He just needed somebody to talk to. I ain't gonna say the other word, but girl, why you even playing with him like that? Like, why you playing with his emotions like that?
She was lonely. Honestly, like that's
why I'm going with it and everything.
Free,
so
you able to move around.
It made me think that anybody that has ever gone, if anybody that's going through that right now, just think about that. Like, to the ladies, if you dealing with a man through jail and then you have no intentions of being with him, you need to be real with him. For anybody that's not being real with a person that you have him thinking that it's going to be something and it's not, I want to come at it at different angles. Instead of just leading somebody on, it's just like in the real world. If you dealing with somebody or somebody dealing with you, and you wasn't married or whatnot, and and I can just speak for me, I would be upset if you leading me on. So it don't change in that aspect because I'm locked up. Yeah. Be honest. Like, hey, we just friends. I'm just here. That goes back to that communication of like, you already communicating with me, but don't have me thinking that, hey, I got you. Because people do lie. Just like they lie in the real world. They'll lie to a person that's locked up. That I don't have the experience of seeing anybody know. I just look at that as common sense, because a lie don't stop just because like, well, I'm going to just be truthful because they locked up. Nah. It's possible that situations, I believe, that happen like that too, where they lie and make it seem like they're gonna be for the person, and then they come home and be like Snoop, like that, with their hands up, and then you ain't even there.
Honestly, that is that's very rare that you see a person spend that energy that's free. The conversation.
I hope so, man.
The conversation with a guy or a female that's incarcerated, and when they get out, they be like, because you got to think. most of them, the free people that's talking to the inmates, is putting money on. They're invested. It's like an investment now. So they're not. So even if it's just a call,
makes perfect
even
sense
if it's
now.
just a call and you never send them no money, guess how much them calls cost? So you're spending money some kind of way. So you're kind of invested. So it's
a
rare.
big difference when you put that
exactly.
money up.
So it's a rare that you actually see somebody just say it. Or have that circumstances of a Yvette or in Snoop. Like, I don't want to deal with him when he get out.
What if they not to cut you off, but what if they and I'm just like throwing stuff out there. I'm having fun with it. But what if they meet somebody
along the way?
Yeah, along the way. Now, not because you could put your money in there and it'll hurt you, and you will be like, nah, I done invested in this person when you by yourself. Yeah. But when Joe Blow come along and he got more money, I don't think you worrying about the money that you invested as much as you did with this person that making crazy money. He could take care of you. You ain't even got to work. Yeah. Now, you don't put money up, but
but guess what?
What are the odds?
At this point, it switches gears a little bit for me when it comes to that. Let me know. Let the free person know. I don't know what Joe Blow got, because I don't want you pulling up on me. Just like the movie, gonna keep it into the Baby Boy movie. Pulling up on me.
You mean let the person that's in the jail know, right?
I'm thinking it's you. You roll down your run there and roll up on me. Mm-hmm. Let me know.
The person that's in jail?
No, the man that you're talking to now.
Oh, let the person know.
You know, right. You talking to somebody that's in jail, because when that dude come home, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. I'm free. Mm-hmm. I don't need those problems. You know what I'm saying? So you tell me that you talking to somebody and let me feel like, okay, well.
And of course, the Jody thing, I keep bringing it up, but Snoop knew.
Snoop knew.
He knew because she was talking to him. That's a whole nother conversation. That don't make me so mad. But
I don't even want to.
He took it good, man.
You live with your mama, man.
Yeah, like
put a block on my phone.
Side note: how many people remember that scene where watch Tyree's face when Snoop say that and he on the phone and he look at her, every man know that look, like,
and she knew she messed up.
Like,
as soon as he looked at her, like, talking to this joker about me on this phone, and when she was
when she was like, it's probably for me, and then when it said what it said, you have a correctional
it's an inmate,
yeah, and She do like that. I'm like, you sneaky man. Anyways,
but it happens. I'm pretty sure that it happens. But you're putting people's lives in danger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because here you got it, an inmate, whether it's a female or a male, you're sending them the woo-woo-woos, and they come home thinking it's gonna be something. Now they get upset. Remember, I don't know what crime they probably done. Hopefully they ain't in there for a violent crime, but I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to have to look over my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing is to be honest with everybody that's involved, really. So, you know what I'm saying? But again, these guys or women, they have nothing but time. And I ain't knocking the hustle. I got to hit you with the Jay-Z. I'm not knocking the hustle for anybody incarcerated. Survive how you got to survive. You get it? You know what I'm saying? I get that. But the thing is, ladies and men, don't think that's gonna be that person that gets out and be all those things he said or she said in those letters. You know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing but time to send you the woo. Me, I'm free. I ain't gonna be able to say, hey baby, every day. I can't stroke your ego. I don't have nothing but time to stroke your ego. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm free. I'm in a cage most of the day. You know what I'm saying? Basically. So
I wanna touch on, I just thought about another point. Let's flip it. Let's say the inmate gets out, and this person who was on the outside was really holding them down, putting money on their books, just living up to their word. Mm-hmm. Now this inmate is not living up to his word. He gets out, he meets somebody or she meets somebody, and now I try to imagine myself how I would feel on the opposite of, like, a person gets out and they meet somebody and it's almost like, man, I was there for you while you was locked up and you ain't have nobody. This person who you met wasn't even there for you. How would that make you feel if you was in that situation?
Well, it's like this, man. I believe, this is my opinion.
Yeah, give it to us. Give it to
You
us
never
raw.
know nobody until you know somebody. Nah, it's true indeed. You could have held me down all this time.
But how would it make you feel? Even though you right on what you're saying, but how it just touching on how would that honestly make you feel?
It'll make me feel probably bad, but at the same time, I probably will understand because I truly don't know you. Because all I got is letters, and yes, that touched me, but it's like being free. Both people free. They say sometimes you don't even know that person until a year later, or you live with a person. It's different levels. So okay, we're dating, you go home. That's fine. That's one thing. But when we start staying together or something like that, it changes up.
What if, okay, does it matter with the time of how deep you would feel in that situation? Or that wouldn't matter? Like, let's say y'all was together for 5 years.
And I was incarcerated and.
Yeah, y'all. No, I'm talking about after he or she got out, y'all was together for 5 years. That's plenty of time to really establish.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
do you think that's a different? Then your feelings would be different in that situation as the long, or would you feel the exact same way?
Everything changes a little bit as time goes, but I probably would feel bad because I'm like, man, all this we done and we get to this point and now we reach a crossroad. Like, you treated me better while I was locked up, or I treated you better while I was locked up, and we done invested in each other, and now here we go. It fall apart. I mean, I feel bad about that, but life goes on, I guess,
Yeah.
But again, people do change, whether it's 5 years down the road or if you don't have that courage to
right,
the rekindle the flame or whatever got y'all to that point in the first place. Hey, shit, go role play, go lock yourself in the room and send a note under the door or something. Do something, whatever you got to do to rekindle whatever you had. But at the end of the day, I would feel bad if it all fell apart or a person no longer interested or whoever invested or I would feel bad about
That's
that.
a tough situation, man. Like, because when you not in it, you can only just imagine. So I just try to, really speak on different things of scenarios and stuff because you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
And that's just one of those things that, to really know a person and really learn a person, you need to be around that person. That's something to let that breathe. Let that breathe. So it's like situations like that. It's just like everyday life where when you meet somebody, like me, if I meet somebody, I won't really know them until the more I'm around them. Yeah. And yes, because even when people live together, they learn each other more and more every day. But that's just the key point, being around a person. So if that's a key point in everyday life on the outside world, being incarcerated, what make you think that's any difference on you really don't know that person? Because if you hear people say all the time, you really don't know that person when you first meet a person, you definitely got to take that in consideration of them being locked up. So that will be my main opinion towards people in situations like that. Yeah. Because I want to, before we end, or get ready.
I got to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Would you, and I know the answer, but I got to answer for the public. Would you ever consider being a pen pal to a lady? Or if not, if yes, I want to know why, or if no, I want to know why not.
No, because simple. That's just something I'm not interested in. It's just that simple. I'm just not interested in. And I'm glad you asked that question because I was just getting ready to touch on about looking down on people that consider doing it or that do
I'm
that.
not looking down on anybody.
But to answer your question, no, because that's just not something I'm interested in. Let me tell you something. It's possible that you can find the woman or the man of your dreams in a situation like that. It's definitely possible.
And I'm pretty sure it probably happened.
I'm not. Okay, to even answer it even more, what would be the reason? That's what I would ask myself. What would be the reason for me to do that? Like what do I just be like, well, let me just see.
That's what I think.
I don't even understand how that works.
That's what I think most people like you say, it falls back on, I think, insecurities. And a lot of people get dogged by the free people that's in the world, and they like, well, you know what, this ain't work.
Yeah.
Let me just try this. And who knows? It's just like going on a dating site.
Yeah.
If you never been on a dating site, and it's kind of like, well, I done tried to meet people just face to face or in person. Well, let me try this dating out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. But my thing is, I mean, I wouldn't do it. I don't look down on nobody who does.
Yeah, I don't either, man.
But I just couldn't. That's like you said. That's just not for me myself.
Yeah, it's just not for me. Like I couldn't do it because it's one of those things. It don't come in my path in a way of how my life go. Like I don't.
The only time that I truly, and I know we about to get out of here in a little, the only time I see that really being acceptable in a sense is that you was already with this person,
right? You know this person already.
They
got
locked up.
Yeah,
I can see totally why you're holding the person down.
I'm glad we ended
all
on
that. You know
right
what I'm saying? I can see that. But for as just freely just going, nobody you never met, and it's like,
yeah, that's a tougher situation.
Wait till a person get out. Even you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a tougher situation on a person that you never met and you met them through being locked up versus a person that you known, for a long time and then they got locked up.
Yeah,
I already know this person before they got because I've heard of situations like that. Not as far as them being a couple, but them being real cool where they knew a person, back in grade school, and then when they got locked up, they was always there for them, just as a friend.
Or like I know somebody personal. I ain't even gonna say who it is.
Say their name. No,
I ain't gonna do that. But I know they held they person down for about 4 to 6 years. They was together. He got locked up, and she stayed committed. And I seen this with my own eyes. No guys in, no guys out, and I was like, man, that's loyalty. I don't think.
You know where I want to go with this.
Let me tell you, man. Those nights get lonely. Papoose them did it too. As far as celebrity people, they did it. He held her down. He knew her, and he stayed true from what everybody, from what they say. But I done seen this happen. But I ain't. Arthur, can you do it? Just saying, in a scenario, if you was with somebody, they got locked up. I ain't even saying married. Man, I'm not saying married or not. See, married, I feel like it's a different. I got it. Death do us part. Whatever we go through, we got to rock. You feel me? But can you do it as just dating or going with somebody and you're with them and something happened, they get locked up?
Let me ask you a question. How many years?
Does that matter?
Yeah, because if
you love the person, I'm gonna put it so it's far enough that far enough along in years or however long it takes you to fall in love, or you love this person.
I wish we had a lot of time.
And see, we getting into it now. We might have to do a part 2, but could you hold it down without trying to date somebody else or any of that stuff?
To be honest with you, man, I don't think I can do it if it's a long period of time. But you know me, I believe in telling that person that as raw and hurtful that may sound.
That makes sense.
I would tell that person. I wouldn't just let that person find out, when they get out or whatever. It'd be like, you don't call me no more. You don't pick up the phone or none of that. I wouldn't do that. That's some clown stuff. But I believe in communication. Because everybody's different, but that's why I asked that question before we get out of here. How long it is, because I don't think I can do it if it was like so many years. Like I don't want to put a number on it, but just like a long, just years and years and years and years. They got just the long one, I'll say. But I ain't never been in that situation on it, so my honest answer is I don't think I could do it.
Yeah,
depends on how long they're in there, man. But we can go on and on with this, man. We want y'all to hit that like button, subscribe, man. Comment and please share. We have more on the way, man. This was a great topic that we enjoyed doing. We hope y'all enjoyed this, man. I'm Arthur J,
and I'm Torres Sadell,
and like we always say,
stay free.
Yeah. Peace.